At the 80th United Nations General Assembly in New York, African leaders spoke with one clear message: the need for urgent reform and fairness in global governance. 6 major themes dominated their speeches. The 6 takeaways raised by African countries at the 80th UN General Assembly 2025, presented by William Muyuku of AfriCanada. Number 1. UN reform and African representation. African leaders demanded meaningful UN reform, especially permanent Security Council seats. Africa, making up nearly 30% of the UN membership, remains the only continent without permanent Security Council representation. They called for more representativity, transparency, and reform of veto power to correct this historic imbalance. 2. Justice and equity. Leaders condemned global inequities and selective enforcement of international law. They stressed that Africa's voice remains overlooked on issues like food security, medicine access, technology sharing, and the digital divide. Fair, respectful partnerships, not exploitation, are essential. 3. Debt relief and economic justice. Africa's unsustainable debt burden threatens development. Calls for debt cancellation, restructuring, and suspension prevailed, especially for heavily indebted poor countries. Leaders urged reforms in institutions like the IMF and World Bank for fairer treatment and African representation. 4. Climate change and environmental sustainability. Africa framed climate change as existential. Droughts, water scarcity, and extreme weather threaten livelihoods and stability. Leaders demanded adequate climate finance, including loss and damage funds, support for adaptation, and sustainable agriculture. They urged diversification away from heavy reliance on single resources. 5. Peace, security, and humanitarian concerns. African leaders called for unconditional ceasefires and humanitarian access in conflict zones such as Gaza and Sudan. They stressed respect for sovereignty, condemning external interference. African Union-led peace missions and regional solutions were emphasized as key for stability. 6. National development milestones and global solidarity. Several countries highlighted achievements to show progress. Ethiopia cited the Grand Renaissance Dam's benefits for energy and regional cooperation. Somalia discussed political reforms and economic initiatives, underscoring Africa's resolve amid calls for a fairer global system. Closing. These speeches collectively demand a just, inclusive world order where Africa has equal voice and agency. Africa's message was clear: reform the UN, tackle climate and economic challenges, secure peace, and build a partnership rooted in equity. For AfriCanada Stream, I'm William Muyuku. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe for more insightful news on Africa-Canada relations and global news. Peace and love.